Hey guys, channel update for the month of February. For those of you who watched the previous video, which basically the same title, I deleted that video earlier. So it was still called channel update, but the problem was that when you watched it in HD, the audio became unsynced. And it was just weird, it was laggy. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. My tablet was just being weird, I guess. Regardless, I am now at the other house, meaning that I am recording with my webcam, with what I would normally record with my vlogs and stuff like that. So, let's get right to it, alright? We got an exciting month coming up ahead because this is finally the first month in this 3-month drought almost it's been of just no games. It's just been no releases or re-releases of games that we've already played. There's just been no new experiences. You know, it's been kind of boring, especially in January. I was just bored, you know, and luckily I had the VGAs to work on the whole time to keep myself entertained, and I had some games I was still playing through, and I bought all that stuff, all those games on Steam that I didn't have a chance to play earlier this year, earlier last year in 2013, and I just been playing those. All right, so I try to keep myself entertained, but these past couple weeks has just been boring and just been really boring. And I'm finally glad that we're able to that we're finally making the transition out to finally new game releases and some really exciting brand new game releases. All right, so obviously there is some exciting stuff coming up this month. All right, for one, we have official confirmation from Respawn. There is a Titanfall beta coming out, and I believe the release date is February 14th. And that is unconfirmed. That's actually a strong rumor that it's going to be on February 14th. That being said, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. Titanfall was one of my most anticipated multiplayer games, being that it's kind of like the only multiplayer game that's really coming out. But I'm excited for it. You know, I'm excited just to get in there and play something. You know, it's not really that the game's like just amazingly grabbing my attention. It's a first-person shooter with mechs. It looks fun, but it also looks like Call of Duty, but just on steroids. And I'm hoping that the game can, keep itself kind of separated from just being, oh, it's Call of Duty with mechs. Because I don't want the core gameplay to be that fast-paced, tight control, that bullshit that Call of Duty, offers. So I'm hoping that Titanfall will offer a new experience. It looks like it's going to, but there's still some skepticism there and whatnot. So, but there is a beta coming out on that. I do, or what I should say is I have switched to pre-orders. All right, from what I had previously. All right, so the pre-orders that I switched are Titanfall on PC. All right, I was previously going to get it on Xbox One, but I made that video a while back. It was called, what was it called? Deciding what platform to play on. Was the title of that video, and in that video I discussed this issue that I have, like this mindset I have, that I have to get the games on this platform because I just have to, or I have this series all on one platform, I need to get the remainder of the sequels on that same platform. And this mentality has screwed me in the past because in times where I've had the opportunity to play the better version of the game. For a good example would be Tomb Raider and Bioshock Infinite. I had the opportunity to play a better version of the game on PC, and I just decided not to. It was just stupid. So I made this stand in that video that I wasn't going to do that anymore, and that I was going to get it for the platform that it can be best experienced on. And Titanfall, I've decided that, it's obvious I'm going to be able to best experience that on the PC. The Xbox One version is running at 720p, and the PC version I'm going to be able to play it in 1080p with hopefully high settings. The beta will give me an idea of how the game will perform, and it's probably not even going to be that extensive. It's still the source engine. It's a modified source engine, so it's not going to be super difficult GTX 780 or Titan that you need to run it on. It's not going to be something like that. But regardless, I am excited to finally delve in there and play it and try it out myself. I did not get into the alpha, and like many other people out there, But I am excited for the beta, the open beta. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to be downloading it on both the Xbox One and the PC. I'll probably be doing gameplay in between. Now, you all know I've downloaded and did a test video of DxTory. All right, this is a software capture program that a lot of PC gamers use when capturing footage and uploading it to YouTube. And what I've been using so far is my AverMedia Game Broadcaster HD. This is a PCI 1 Express hardware capture card that plugs into the PCI Express slot on your computer, and it can record HDMI and component video signals. And what I've done is, because originally the way it was built is you're supposed to have one PC and then like this is your capture PC and then your gaming PC. It's not supposed to be recorded on the same system. So what I've done to sort of work my way around it is I plug in the HDMI slot from my capture card to, or I'm sorry, from a graphics card to the capture card, and I do a duplicate, screen thing on the monitor. So it basically just imitates whatever it is I'm experiencing right here on my PC monitor, and I'm able to record in 1080p. The problem is that the device, the software, takes 30 to 35% of your processing power. And games, especially these next-gen games, they're demanding 80% these days. I have an i5 2500K that's at 3.3 gigahertz, all right? And, this, I need that extra processing power, all the processing power that I can get, because when I'm recording and when I'm playing games at the same time, the performance varies. It's like the frame rate will just dip, but if the game is if the game is not CPU intensive, it'll be fine. And I just it just got frustrating because I want to record footage and stuff, but then I have these frame rate issues, especially when I was doing my that whole week where I was just recording impressions nonstop. A lot of those videos, like The Bureau, like Batman Arkham Origins, you saw frame rate issues. And when I was playing the game by myself, without capturing it, I was having no issues at all with frame rate. It was performing perfectly fine, in the 50 frames, 60 frames per second area. And it's kind of frustrating. So DxTory, I downloaded it and I tried it out, and I am pleased to say that when I record, I experience just about no difference at all in frame rate that's significant. So it takes up a couple percent of your CPU power, no big deal, and I'm able to play games in the settings that I would normally be playing those games at, and still achieve a solid, very playable frame rate. So I have decided that I am going to be getting that program. Actually, you guys are going to be getting that program for me because YouTube is going to pay for that. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And when I do get it, I'll be able to record in full 1080p. I'm sure there's a way to adjust the file sizes, because when I recorded that test video, those, like, a 5-minute video was like 13 gigabytes, and I'm sure I can mess with the settings. As long as I get used to the program, it's going to be much better, and I'll be able to, get the file sizes normal. It doesn't matter because I just render them. I render them. I compress them in Vegas, and then when YouTube processes them, they'll just compress it again. All right, but it still looks really good, and it performs really great. And that's the program that I am going to use. So PC footage from now on, you're not going to see any of that frame rate dips. I can record in 1080p. The game performs fine, and I'm able to play in the settings that I would normally play it in. No issues whatsoever. You're not going to see this big box either when I get the program that says DxTory on it. So it's going to look nice. It's going to look really nice, and it's going to play nice too. All right, so that I am looking forward to. All right, next coming up after the Titanfall beta is Thief. This is the first next-gen release, really, of the year that is a new game. And we had Tomb Raider Definitive Edition in January. I decided to hold off on that, alright? I played the game on Xbox 360. I bought it on Steam over the Steam Summer Sale and played it again on there. I don't feel the need to play Tomb Raider 3 times in less than a year of its release. I'll get Tomb Raider Definitive Edition when, probably just before Tomb Raider 2 comes out, whenever they announce it. They're probably 2016 is probably when TR2 is going to be out, but whenever they announce that, and when we get closer to a Tomb Raider 2 release, is when I'll probably pick up the Definitive Edition and play it on my own. No one's going to care way in the future if I do videos or not. So, but I will be picking up the game later, and I guess I'll be experiencing it on the PlayStation 4. So then, that being said, Thief is something I'm really excited for, right? I love stealth games. It's my favorite genre in gaming, practically. And I'm just really excited for the game. I never played a Thief game before, even though I own Deadly Shadows on my computer. I tried playing it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, this game's a little bit too old school for me. I just couldn't get into it for some reason. I don't know if I'm not gonna give the game another chance. All right, but I got it for like a couple bucks, no big deal. But I will. I am really excited for the Thief reboot. This is from Eidos Montreal, the same studio that brought us Deus Ex Human Revolution, which was one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely love that game. So looking forward to Thief. Really excited for it. I am getting it on the PlayStation 4. It'd be great. As far as the capturing issue goes, because Sony has been a little bit slow getting those firmware updates out. It's been like a while. They actually released a statement telling people that we're not sleeping on the job, that good stuff is on the horizon for the firmware updates. But it's like, I need that capture, that HDCP removal, like now. I need it now. I don't want to wait. So what I'm probably going to be doing is, if it doesn't come out by, if I don't hear anything by like the middle of February, I'm going to order one of those HDMI splitters, and so it can strip the HDCP from the console, and I can record gameplay footage that way. And it's going to suck because I'm going to have some extra wires hanging around, but you got to do what you got to do, and I'm not going to sit here and have a camera recording for a couple months of PlayStation 4 footage. No one wants to see that. So it's frustrating. I don't know why Sony couldn't just think to remove it in the first place. That was one of like one of the big complaints about with PlayStation 3, but they just decided to put that in there. I don't know why. Whenever they do release that update, which again, hopefully we'll hear more information, because the update with the actual firmware update has been delayed to coincide with the Japan launch of the PlayStation 4, which is February 22nd, which is the Friday before Thief comes out. So if it's not in that update, then I'm screwed. So it's just unfortunate. I believe they did say in that update, though, they will allow headsets, like the Pulse Elite headset from PlayStation 3 and other existing headsets. It's going to be added to in that firmware update, so people can use their headsets and whatnot. But hopefully it will include HDCP as well, right? I just don't know. Regardless, I'm getting the game, standard edition of the game. It's all they offer. And I am also picking up the strategy guide for like free, because I'm getting one of those coupons. It's going to cost me nothing. And I'm excited for Thief. I'm not going to use a strategy guide, but I like the art that they have in there. So it'll be interesting. All right, it'll be really cool. I'm really excited to play it. Finally, a new game, something I'm really looking forward to. It's a stealth game, which I really love, and I cannot wait to go ahead and play that when it releases on February 25th. And pretty much that's it for this month. I know that we have Final Fantasy 13 3 or Lightning Returns, whatever it is. I'm not into Final Fantasy. I don't care. We have Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which I would get. However, since Castlevania Lords of Shadow glitched on me and I'm unable to continue the game on PlayStation 3, I see no reason for me to jump into the sequel when I don't even know what happened in the previous game. So I don't. Maybe one day I'll just revisit Lords of Shadow on PlayStation 3. It won't get glitched, and I'll be able to continue the game, beat it, and then I'll pick up Lords of Shadow 2. Or maybe Lords of Shadow 2 will get a next-gen release in the future, the definitive edition or whatnot, and I might just go ahead and decide to pick it up there even without beating the first game. So who knows, alright? But finally, we're getting out of the drought. New games. I'm excited for it. We have Thief. I'm really looking forward to it. And we have next month is going to be crazy, because we have Titanfall, we have Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, we have Infamous Second Son. It's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy month in March. Other than that, I think there's some DLC. The Last of Us is story DLC. I have the Season Pass for the game, which I regret buying, but I have the Season Pass for the game, so I get it free anyway. I'm going to play it. I'm not doing any videos on that because no one really cares about DLC footage. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll let you guys know what I think about the DLC when that releases. Rambo the video game, which I was gonna get just because there was nothing coming out and I was bored. It got delayed to late March. So that being said, I'm probably not gonna pick up the game now because we have new games that are gonna be out by that time. And yeah, the game's probably gonna suck, and the game looks awful. It really does. Yeah, other than that, nothing. There hasn't really been anything going on. I've been playing through the first Mass Effect on Xbox 360. Been enjoying that a lot. Had a lot of fun with the first Mass Effect. I played it once, and I played it really quickly over a weekend, over the period of the weekend, because Mass Effect 3 was about to come out, and I said, oh, I want to have a character that's from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2, and then import it into Mass Effect 3. But I never really gave Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect, you know, a hardcore chance. So right now I'm playing through the game. I'm trying to do everything I can do in the game. Probably going to take me about 30-35 hours or so. But I'm enjoying my time with it, just replaying it and just taking my time with it and stuff like that. I just replayed the first Uncharted probably about the dozenth time. I played the game so many times, but I love the series. So I played through the first Uncharted. What else? Nothing. For next gen, what I've been doing, or current gen, whatever you want to say, I've been playing Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer. There's nothing out, and the game's frustrating. Well, actually, Ghost can be fun, but the players just make it awful. This is like the reason this Call of Duty sucks so bad is because the casual audience of Call of Duty has all vanished. Like the people who just go into Call of Duty just to play it once in a while, who are actually, you know, gamers, and well, I don't want to say that, but who are actually, you know, hardcore gamers and play the game, they're all gone. The only community that plays Call of Duty now is the hardcore fan base. And the hardcore fan base likes to do nothing but just camp in corners. They like to exploit the game. The game's crap. It really, the reason Call of Duty Ghost isn't good is because people like to camp. This is the most, I've never played a multiplayer game where I've seen as many campers as I have in Call of Duty Ghost. It's just a really frustrating experience. I'm almost done with it. Every Call of Duty, even though, you know, the game just frustrates me, I've always got to the max rank in multiplayer. I have like 10 more ranks to go in Ghosts, so it should be when I get to level 60, I'm done. I'm done. I've also been playing through Forza 5, playing through it and just kind of going through the career mode. It's a lot of fun. I love Forza. Having a lot of fun in that. I haven't even given Need for Speed Rivals a chance. Like I had that game since Christmas, and I never really played it. I played it for like an hour, and that's pretty much it. So I really need to give Need for Speed Rivals a good hardcore chance. To be honest, that's probably what I'm probably gonna play Call of Duty Ghost for like a week, beat it, and then I'll probably jump into Need for Speed Rivals. And probably I'll never beat Forza 5, even though I really would like to. Forza is one of those game modes where you play it for about 30 hours, you get halfway through the game, and you just never play it again. At least for me, that is. Like I could never beat a Forza game. There's just so much content. And even with less cars and less tracks as Forza 5 has, it's still a really, really long game. It's a great game, but it takes forever. And I'm not dedicated that much to a game to make it take 6 months for me to complete the game. Just it's not happening. It's a great game though. But Rivals, I do want to give a chance before the new games start coming out. So I have you know, I have some games that I actually have to play. And then pretty much that's it. On PC, there's nothing really to play. I beat everything on here. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I won't keep you any longer. And I hope you guys had a great day and a great weekend. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't care about football. I could care less. I really can't. I don't watch sports at all. I don't play sports games. If I want to play a sports games, if I felt like playing basketball, I would go out and play basketball. I wouldn't play NBA 2K14 or whatever it is you know, to play basketball. I would actually go out and play basketball if I really wanted. That's just me. You know, some people like sports games. That's great. That's cool. I'm just not into the whole sports thing. I was into basketball when I was younger, and then I slowly just left that circle. So, all right. I'm done. Have a great weekend, guys. Have a great week. This is my last week of winter session, and then I have a weekend off, and I start spring. Isn't that great? So I will be starting my full spring semester a week from tomorrow, which is really cool because my new schedule, I've actually freed up my Tuesdays more than I did last year. So I will be able to, once again, like I did previously, in the morning, be going to GameStop, be picking up the new games, be doing videos, and then I have like a class later in the afternoon after that, which you know, I can just go to later, and then come back and start playing once again. So I do have a much more freer schedule this time around, which would be nice. So I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day, and any discussion vlogs, follow me on Twitter for updates. I'll see you all for the big thing. I'll see you all for the Titanfall beta gameplay whenever it releases. I'm looking forward to it, and of course, Thief coming out later this month. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.